Hi, I'm Jeremy Callahan, and this is the App or Not to App. Mobile apps can help your business reduce costs, increase leads, and reduce manpower. An app is not a luxury item, it's a necessity. So let's get started making you money. Welcome to the App or Not to App podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Callahan. Happy and excited to be talking to Steven Kuhn today. He is a U.S. military combat veteran, best-selling author. He was a bodyguard to rock stars. He's ran international organizations. He's managed musicians. He's launched products. He's a public speaker. He's a great guy. Welcome to the show today, Steven.
Hey, thank you so much. Really honored to be here.
Cool.
It's a different show for sure. It's a different show for me for sure. So it's really exciting to be on a show where I can actually talk about different things than I usually talk about.
Yeah. So just for everybody out there, we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about what Steven does with some product launches, some success he's had with a company called Laybag, and then maybe get into kind of some little personal development, actually help you out with some stress and anxiety you might be having in your life, give you some tips and tools for that. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Give us a little bit of background kind of on yourself and kind of how you got to the point you're at now, and maybe with Laybag, in relation to Laybag. And
in relation to Laybag. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was a surprise because I had just ended a contract. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a freelancer, entrepreneur, have my own business, do my own thing. I haven't worked in corporations for a good long time. So about 15 years I've been working with corporations or with private owner operators that need help scaling their business. I do turnarounds and sort of startups and turnarounds. And Laybag, it was a company I saw on Facebook. I saw a buddy of mine on Facebook said, "Hey, we need a sales guy." That's all he wrote. And I was ending a contract, and I knew he was very successful what he did. And I wrote, I'm like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he said, "Oh my God, you're perfect. Can you come and see us?" I'm like, "Okay." And so they paid me to fly to Berlin, and I went to Berlin, and they had this Laybag. I'm like, "Look, I've never done this before, but I know people, so I know that I can work with people." He's like, "All right, just do it." I'm like, "All right." So I did a deal with them, and 3 months, not even 3 months, 2 months later, I landed my first deal for $500,000. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, we were marketing on Facebook, doing about between 3,000 and 5,000 units a day on Facebook ads.
Selling,
yes. But you got to realize on ads, we were spending about $150K a week. On Facebook ads. Yeah. So, but we were selling them for, I can tell you now, we were selling for $79. And back then they were costing us, just at 10. So even with the shipping and the air freight instead of, the cargo freight and everything else, we were still making a good amount of money with all that stuff.
And was this just in Europe that you were selling them, or were you in the United States?
That was worldwide. The two biggest markets are America and Japan.
Okay.
Basically for anything online. Actually, what's funny is the highest per head sales online is in Norway. I guess it's always cold up there, so no one leaves the house. I don't know, but that's I found that out when I was selling Laybag. I was trying to get really strategic and only target the markets that we hadn't penetrated yet, but always starting at the top. Right. And what we did is what we call intuitional ads. So we would react to the comments on our page and on our products pages with videos. So when someone says, "Oh, they're full of it, there's a fan and they can't blow it up," and so we did a video inside with a guy blowing it up from far away so you could see there was no fan and just stuff like that. So we was reacting like that, and we did intuitional videos. What do I want to see? What wouldn't I look at? What would I look at? And we only used our iPhones to film it. So it cost us nothing. We filmed it, and we were online in 15 minutes selling in 20.
Right. And I think that's really powerful if you're out there listening. It's like, a lot of people want to do these produced ads. They want to hire an agency. The agency comes in and says, you have a meeting. They tell you what they're going to make the video about. You agree to it, and then they make the video about it. When the whole time you have a video camera in your phone and you know the product better than anybody else, right? So.
Yeah, and it's the funny thing is that these produced videos are for more like TV or people who are sitting there wanting to watch it, or movie theaters where you have a captive audience. Well, you're on Facebook. You don't have a captive audience.
Yeah.
Period. So you better be doing something out there that's going to catch somebody's attention. And if you test an ad that you paid $20,000 for and it doesn't work, you just blew $20,000.
Right.
So why not test the Facebook ads? Test it. Boom. The iPhone ads. Test. Just over and over and over until you find one that hits, and then you go with it.
Right.
And the one that hit the most. Hey, Maxie, good boy. The one that hit the most is just for the heck of it. We took a pistol, which was a blank pistol, and we shot it. I just filmed it close with a gun and shot the bag. Yeah. And it got like, I don't know, 3 million hits in a day or something ridiculous. And we spiked our sales. It was crazy.
Wait, did the bullet go through the bag?
There was no bullet. It was a blank.
Oh, okay. It was just...
But people were like, oh my gosh, And then we came out with a product after that called Trust Bag, which is actually cut, stab, and slash resistant.
Okay.
It's not proof, but it's resistance. We did the same thing with the gun. Got 5 million hits. And then we got all these complainers that went online and filmed shooting it with an AR-15 or a 45 or a 9mm, saying it's not bulletproof, they're lying. And we're like, we never said it was bulletproof. We just shot at it with a blank. It was like, but we sold so many, it was ridiculous. I mean, it was crazy. And those were $140 each. That was really a high price product for Facebook. And I think we did 15 million in those, and we did 30 million with Laybag.
Wow. I mean, that's powerful. Like I'd heard a few years back, Elon Musk some New York Times writer had ripped, the car for doing something. And he actually went in and looked at the data of the car. He's like, he never drove the car like that, and it had even spiked it up higher. So I mean, I love the just like the grassroots attacking of, the comments and the haters on your board. That's cool.
Well, and also reacting to it, like we saw trends. People, the one trend was like, because when the fakes started coming out, right? Mm-hmm. They were breaking and they were ripping, and the seams were ripping, and they were cutting cut on stones, and so people were complaining about that. So we went from a balcony and threw like 10 or 15 bottles of beer and wine and everything into a courtyard.
Yeah.
Threw the layback on it, and a guy jumped on it, and it didn't break or cut or anything.
Yeah.
And so that's how we answered that. And that was one of our biggest videos as well. Like, what are these nuts doing? Because it just starts with the bottles flying into the scene, breaking, on the ground. Yeah. Like wine bottles in red wine and stuff like that.
Yeah. Right. How does this relate to the product?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is this? Well, you're going down through Facebook, you're scanning Facebook, and you have an ad on the right-hand side that's with a video with bottles breaking. Like, what is that? I mean, it caught attention like one of the best ads we ever did.
So when you're running these Facebook ads and you're doing these videos like that, are you doing 20 videos and 1 or 2 of them are sticking, or you just kind of get lucky with the first one you put out?
Well, we got lucky for sure. We got lucky for sure. We had professional product placement at first. That really went well, but the viral stuff really came when we started reacting. Yeah. So we were selling okay, but we started reacting with these, these intuitional videos, and it just went bam, bam, bam from there. And it was a good 3 to 4 month life cycle. It was pretty intense. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't even keep up. Honest to God, we couldn't keep up. Like with production, nothing. It was
right. You overshot everything, right?
Yeah, it just completely killed it, and it was keep going. So yeah, and it was cool. And then of course I got to Japan. I got some calls in Japan, and we sold a bunch over there. We sold a bunch in Norway. We sold a bunch in Germany, of course, and in America. And then we got attacked, so to say, by Layback or by Fat Boy, right?
Yeah.
Fat Boy, who owns a company called Lamzac, who says they're the original. Ours is a completely different bag. It's got 6 patents and all kinds of stuff. And still, because we were such a young team, I had nothing to do with the legal team or anything. I just did all the marketing, sort of like the B2B marketing and stuff. They sued us in Germany. They sent a cease and desist, and the guys ignored it. They're like, "What is this? We don't have to worry about it." And then so we lost the right to sell Laybag in Germany, in the country where we had our office.
Just for not replying to this.
Yeah.
Just for no reply. Huh?
And it's funny because there's a guy out there named Trevor Chapman,
mm-hmm.
He's got the top 5 podcasts of all genders in America. By the way, he's a great guy. And I met him at this entrepreneur retreat here in Croatia, and he makes Laybag copy like kind of things, and he sued Fat Boy back, saying that they have sued on the premise that anything that holds air that you can sit on, they own the rights to. And he said, that's wrong. You can't do that. And he won.
Great.
I know. Isn't that great? I was like, this little guy, yeah, awesome. So, yeah.
That's good. Going back after them. I love that. So cool. Hey, let's talk about product launches really quick, right? Okay, so I'm an app developer. I develop apps. I'm actually coming out with an app in the next few weeks. We're getting close to launching this thing. And one of the things we want to do, obviously, is Facebook, Instagram. And you work with a lot of companies. So where do you start with something like a person like me that's out there?
As far as ads go?
Well, just maybe even like the product itself. I mean, we know we have we have a solid product. We have a market there. Do we just go after Facebook and Instagram? Are there other things we could do? How do you help people with that?
First thing I always look at is relational capital. What relational capital can I deploy? So, for instance, who do I know that is in a place of position that can multiply the viewers and the audience and exposure overnight massively? And that's one of my strengths when I do consulting. It's one of my strengths is I know a lot of people in these places that can actually do that. So I'll have access to like all these, like I speak on stage about e-commerce. Yeah. So for instance, I'm in Morocco, Casablanca in November to speak at the Arab Affiliate Summit. So you have affiliates and super affiliates. And they all have mailing lists. They have mailing lists of like 1 million people. You strike a deal with them, you're done. You know what I'm saying? So this is that's the first thing I do is work on the relational capital. And then the second thing I do is see if I can get any B2B buys going in. So if we can get corporations or retailers or whoever would need the product, whatever the product is. Right. And I go fishing for those right away. And then I go to the military. So I go to the military sort of a route as well, the government contracting and things like that, which is much more difficult and long. Right. But there are some flukes sometimes that you can just get in right away on somebody else's vendor license or whatever, which I always suggest. I work with distributors and not necessarily directly with the retailers and things, because to work directly with the retailer, you got to have a vendor license and it takes forever. So you just sell right to the distributor and they take it in quicker. And they have more avenues of approach. So distributor might be distributor for 5 retailers, where if you're talking to a retailer, you only have them. Right. So there's a bunch of different ways to go about this. The key thing is to stay on it. Right now, I got 15 clients with more than 25 products. Some of them have more than one SKU, and we're doing pretty good. Landing some product, and no tech product right at the moment, so no apps or anything. But for me, a JV, a collaboration, or any kind of partnership is the way to go. Like just exposure times 1,000. That's the first thing I always go for. Right. I like that relationship capital. I like that a lot. In fact, I've pegged that sort of saying. I've sort of made it up. Yeah. Because look, think about it. This is like this. People go networking, right? So they'll go to a networking event. Hi, I'm Tom, and they have this stupid name tag on, and everybody's there. Here's my business card. This is what I do. Here's my elevator pitch. Blah blah blah. And you're vomiting on each other, right? Yeah. And you want something from these people, but it's like going to the bank and saying, "Please, could I have some money?" And they're like, "You don't have a deposit here." So okay. So you have to deposit into your relational capital first to gain the interest back. Right. Literal interest and interest, right? Yeah. So you go to these networking events and you go with zero expectations of anything except for giving more than you receive. And I'll tell you what, people want to talk to you. You don't talk about yourself at all. You deflect back. You have your, what I call PPR from Dennis Smith, problem product resolution. When someone asks you what you do, you go, well, this problem? They go, yeah, well, I have a product and this is a solution. Wow, done. And then you go back to them. And you become the person that everyone wants to talk to because you're not talking about yourself. You're listening. Yeah, that's interesting because I always, I'm sure everybody out there hates networking, right? I always say, well, it's got the word working in it. It means you have to work. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like there might be a room of 40 people and I might only meet 6, and the guy I need to meet, I might never even know he's there, So it's always been a problem how to get around the room. But well, it's because people are so focused on grabbing on that one person that sort of. I literally, when I go to networking events, I sort of float. Yeah. I learned from a presidential candidate how to work a room, right? Yeah. So while he was running for president, my brother was his right-hand man helping him work the room, and I went and I watched how they did it. It was genius. And they met everybody. They met everybody. So yeah, it was quite exciting. So how to work the room. That's a topic I would like to see. Do you have any talks about that? I do. I have some lives that I've done about that. I talk about dressing to impress not to impress somebody, but to allow them to allow you in, so they can let you in. 1 second, sissy. Yeah. So for the person to say, oh, okay, he looks like someone I could talk to, and then they allow you in. You can't go to like a disgruntled veteran T-shirt into a opera, because a lot of people say, look, I'm not going to change the way I dress for other people and yada yada yada. I'm an individual and I'm authentic, and you're like, it's not about you.
Right.
It's not about you. It's about them seeing you and allowing you to come into their circle. So that's the first thing I talk about. And the second one is, like I said, being selfless, deflecting, listening, and elevating them. So if I introduce you at an event, I introduce you positively, and I show people, how amazing you are. Right? I don't talk about me. So, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The accomplished intro, just like I did at the beginning of the podcast, right? Build you up and let you go.
So exactly.
That's cool. Because the app we're launching is we're doing a golf app, and we have some good connections. It's some human capital, as you say, but all the people that are coming at us right now are saying, we want to see some people actually using it and paying for the subscription kind of before we get involved with it.
Right.
So that's what we're running with now, and then we'll go out. So, but affiliate strategy is always a good one to use.
Huge.
But for online products. But here's the thing, like for a guy like me, I don't know any affiliates. Is there a way that I could go out and build relationships with affiliates? Should I use somebody like you? What's the best way to go about something like that?
You can find affiliates online. There's agencies that actually they'll do all the work for you. So they have like 15,000 affiliates who have millions of addresses, and they'll do all the work for you. They'll write you one invoice every month, and you take it from there. It's really hard to find a good one. Really, really hard. They all promise you the world. Promise you the world. Yeah. But I work directly with guys that I've met on stage and just kept contact with. So someone who calls me and says, hey, can you help us out? I'm like, sure. And I just talk to them. If they're interested, I put you two together, and it's up to you.
Right.
So basically you're paying for access to my network, if you want to put it that way.
Which is fine. I mean, I had a guy, they had a very successful subscription box of the month company, and he said, well, I talked to this guy today. I said, how'd the meeting go? He goes, oh, well, they want us to pay, all this money just so they can align us with the right affiliates. We're not doing that. We can build the relationship on our own. I was like, why would you waste your time doing something like that?
Yeah. And good luck. You know how many people write these people? I mean, it's just like going to a retailer. Oh, I'm going to write Walmart. Walmart's going to love this. Yeah. They're not even going to listen to you. They're not going to hear you. They're not going to see your email,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, exactly. I mean, these guys they're it's
so people do pay me, of course, to bring them to the different retailers, the different affiliates and whatever, and basically you pay me 4 months, and then you have me for 2 years. So I take my money up front for 4 months, and then after that 2 years you got me, and I'm fishing and pushing it out there and getting deals. And I mean, right now I have a deal because of the deals that I did in Norway. They're always asking me, hey Steve, you got any more product? Yeah. And it's awesome when you can sell an American product in Norway. Like, who does that? It's really cool.
So you charge an upfront fee, and then do you also do like a rev share or anything like that as well?
I do, but not with the producer. I always do it with the guys that I work with. So for instance, if I'll go through an agency or I'll go through a distributor, they pay me.
Okay.
Because I want it to be a no-brainer for you. Like you go, oh man, I pay Steve one time and the rest is up to him. Like, he takes care of everything else. Fine, great. And I'll introduce you to the affiliates. I'll introduce you to the distributors. I'll introduce you to everybody. So you just do all the deals directly. And I just sit there and sort of steer a little bit and give you advice.
Excellent.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It works well. It works. So I have some really amazing products and people out there, just incredible. And I have, what else I have, and this is even probably more powerful, is I have the top agency in America that does the most $1 million Kickstarter campaigns than anyone else on the planet. The number one agency that spends more money on YouTube than any other agency in the world. And another one who did the entire, from the very beginning, who did GoPro marketing and stuff. That guy. So these are all friends of mine who I met, over the years. And I just call them up, hey man, what do you think? They're like, oh, we love it. Almost all my clients work with these guys now. So they'll do your Amazon for you. They'll do your Kickstarter for you. They'll make proper viral marketing for you, and virtually high end, especially the YouTube. But you got to really be banking if you want to go to them.
We have to get the next level before we get to them. But
that's YouTube's bad. I mean, it's really, really profitable, but you got to be up there.
From an ads perspective?
Yes, it's amazing. I would say YouTube is the best right now.
Really? Because
ROI, it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's easy. You can really be strategic about it. It's not just an ad. It's the front ad, the middle ad, the end ad, 30 seconds, a minute. That kind of. It's like it all depends how you pay, depending on how long someone watches, and you can sort of split it up, put white space in there, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty. They keep changing the rules, but still, as far as ROI goes, you can't beat it. Matter of fact, that agency doesn't even charge you. If they take you as a client, they pay everything, including the ad spend.
Really?
And then they take a percentage and pay. Yeah. Who does that?
What do they take? A percentage of the product?
Yes. Yeah. So it's amazing. I know it's crazy. That's how good it works. That's how good it works. And like I said, they're the number one agency in the world. They're the number one agency in the world. So that spends more money on YouTube than any other one. They're in the UK actually.
Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, what is your opinion then in relation to kind of Facebook and Instagram? Because it seems like those ads, whereas they were good a while back, they're getting very expensive to run on the cost per clicks now.
Well, nowadays you can't do it yourself. If you're doing it yourself, you're destined to lose money. You need to have an agency to take care of it. I have some of the top agencies in the world, obviously, because they speak on stage as well, right next to me. So I work with these guys as well, and they do great jobs. They do great jobs at it. You just got to know now.
What's kind of the initial investment people are doing to get in with these agencies? Is it $500,000? Is it less?
Oh no. Like for instance, the ad agency, the one guy charges like $2,500 a month plus ad spend.
What?
They're not, to run your ads for you on your Facebook page. If you're a small company like a one-man show or something, like it's $2,500 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever. If you're a large agency, of course, large company, it's different because they have to do more work.
Right.
But they'll test. They do the split testing, 4 testing, 6 testing, 8 testing, whatever.
Right.
And that kind of stuff.
That's the same on the YouTube ad spend as well?
No, you need to be spending on ads at least, he said $30,000 a month on ads. You have to be spending before they'll pick you up.
Right.
Yeah, because they have to see that it works. So all these ones that you see like that, all these, the ones you see on Facebook, every channel you look at, this fitness guy who's standing there topless, I forget, Vince or something like that is his name.
Yeah.
That's one of their clients. That guy does multi-millions.
Okay, so let me ask you. So is the way to start then kind of with the $2,500 guy, get the ads and get the spend up, and then go to the 30 guys, right?
Yes. If you want, sometimes that's enough. It also depends on the strategy you want. If you have, let's say you have a flashlight and you want to sell the flashlight to Walmart,
right?
I suggest getting some kind of viral on YouTube. Like I have celebrities that I know too. Like, hey, can you hold a video and do this, and we'll pay you some of the proceeds, whatever.
Yeah.
Some not great celebrities, but well known enough. And then you get sort of a media buzz on that, and then when you go to pitch the buyers, or you want to pitch, let's say for instance Target or something, you do a proximity ad a week before. Yeah. So the ad goes only to their address, and whenever they open their Facebook or their Instagram or Google, they see this ad for this product that you're going to be pitching next week, and then you walk in, they're like, "Oh, I've seen this on the internet." Yeah, I know.
Exactly. That's exactly what we want right there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. It's a little bit more strategic than most people do. Most people just throw up the ads and hope it sticks. I would not suggest doing it on your own. People say, "Oh, it's not bad." If you're getting let's say if you're paying $2 or more, $3 maybe is acceptable per click, then you're wasting your time.
Right. Yeah, because our thing is especially with apps and even websites for that matter, it's getting somebody to install the app, and then and then beyond that, getting them to register for the app and then pay for the app. So whatever it ends up costing,
Yep. That's all.
Through the cycle takes a little bit more than it's.
Yeah, of course.
So, but I guess it's the same if you're just getting somebody to click on a Facebook ad to go to a web page to buy a lay bag, right? It's kind of the same idea.
We did straight to buy. If they clicked and it was right on the page, like check out. How many do you want? Check out. It was like just no frills, no videos, no webinars. That's just straight on.
And was that to your web page, or was that you could buy within Facebook?
To our webpage.
To the webpage, but just right to the buy page, like
right to the buy page with a picture of the product that you just chose yellow. If you want another one, choose this one, and that kind of stuff. Limited edition and buy one, get one free, buy one now, give them then the next one 50% off or whatever. Always had something, upselling, of course. Because that's most people don't know. There's only 3 ways to actually grow revenue in your company. And that's new clients, higher prices, and upselling or bundling, they call it. That's the only 3 ways to grow revenue. And funny enough, most companies only do 1 or 2 of them, unless you're a big company. But most of companies like ours, little companies and stuff, medium size, they only do 1 or 2. And that's why my business is called Immediate Impact Consulting, because I go into most businesses, and within the first hour of speaking to you, I can find like a company that does maybe 20, 30 grand a month. I'll find 100,000. I'll find 100,000 in the first month over the next year. I'll find, minimum 6 figures. I'll usually find in almost every company that I go into within an hour, which automatically pays for my consulting, and they're happy.
Yeah.
So, and I literally, one of the things that I use is, are they upselling, bundles?
Yeah.
Have they written their past clients and tried to sell anything yet in a long time? Most forget about past clients, and they're the easiest to sell to because you don't have to pay to market to them, right? You just send an email, right? And there's all these little things that are so simple that people just don't do.
Yeah.
They just don't do it. They just focus on, the things that they know. And since I work with owner operators, right, they're usually strong in one area and not in another.
Exactly.
So
that's a great, using the clients you already have, right? I have this guy, he's a painter, and he goes, I want to run Facebook ads and all this stuff. And what should I do? And I said, well, how long have you been in business? 15 years. You got emails? Oh yeah, I got emails of all my clients over and all your friends and family, right? I said, why don't you email them and tell them, you're looking, your jobs are filling up fast in the winter time, get on board now. He goes, okay. He never does it. A year goes by. He finally does it. He's like, I'm booked. I got to get a second crew now. I'm like, why'd you wait a year? You had all these people. They're probably looking for painters, and they're not thinking about you right now.
Exactly. And of course, you can do a copycat audience as well on, a lookalike audience on Facebook as well, that kind of stuff. LinkedIn even. You can even download all the emails from LinkedIn. It's just, crazy stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually important. If you're listening, go on LinkedIn. You can get all the emails off of your LinkedIn. You can get them all off Facebook if people have done that as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Go out to all your people. The lookalike, I'm jealous of these guys that are like painters and plumbers and stuff, because they can actually just go run an ad by zip code,
Yeah.
I can't run an ad by zip code. I'm running an app, you know what I mean? I need as many people on this as possible. So
yeah, and it's hard. I guess it's hard to zero in on your demographic too, isn't it? Who is it? It's like, I guess you can range it down to men or women or I don't know what, but I don't know how you would do it, because it's.
Yeah, the big app I did was called Shoe Swipe, which was, it's exactly like the app Tinder, but it's for shoe shopping. So you would just swipe through and look at shoes.
Really?
I did this in 2014.
Cool.
I got 50,000 shoes on a feed from Zappos, and I'm basically a Zappos affiliate.
Right.
So that one we could, we're just targeting women between a certain age range.
Right, that's easy. Yeah.
And then a lookalike audience. It turns out the actual demographic of the women was actually a sub demographic, which is weird. And then
which was what?
It was actually African American women really loved that app for some reason.
Wow. And I heard. Did you hear about that Kickstarter campaign where it was a shoe, like a pump?
Yeah.
And their main demographic was transgender.
No.
So they did another Kickstarter campaign just for transgenders, and they killed it. Over 1 million.
We would have never known, but we started looking at the Facebook profile.
You have to look at the demographics.
Yeah.
You have to look at demographics. It's ridiculous. People do ads and poke and hope all day long, and then they wonder why they're not making any money, why they're losing money. I did it too. I'm not, don't get me wrong. I'm not the perfect guy. I blew money too. Oh, yeah. I know how to do this. I've done this a million times. Yeah, with an agency, with my buddy,
Yeah.
It's just little things that you do wrong. Literally, there's a 19-year-old kid named Peter Sabo, and he lives in Slovakia. And, he's got one of the largest agencies in Europe for Facebook. And he manages like BMW and Mercedes, their Facebook ads. This 19-year-old kid. He's got a crew of like 100 people. And he came to Budapest. He's like, Steve, I got to teach you how to, I saw your stuff. You need some help. I'm like, all right, bring it on. And he came here and we did one take videos, 4 of them, just one take, me talking. I didn't say anything else. And we tested them. All of them, every single one of them came in under $2. So I was like, how did you do that? He wrote the script. I'm like,
he told you what to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but he also wrote the titles, the ad titles, and
Yeah.
like used emojis or whatever he used, that kind of stuff. And I was like, wow, man, that's crazy. I never ran the ads, but it was just like a trip to see it,
Yeah.
And within you pay, the testing was like $300 in 4 days.
Wow.
4 different ads, 4 different videos.
Yeah. $300 all across all of them.
4 different texts, $300, 4 days, tested, done. Yeah, that was it. No, just $300 total.
Yeah.
Because you're just looking at the trend and the conversion rate. That's all you're looking at, is the trend and the conversion rate, and that's all you're looking at, at first. And apparently we targeted the right people. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just running some ads not long ago, and on a new product that I was testing. Actually, didn't even have a product. It was just I made a quick little fake landing page, and I was just actually seeing if people would click on the thing and get to the page. And once we got people to the page, then I was like, well, no one's clicking the buy button. So I should have done what you did and just send them right to the buy page.
Yep, always right to the buy page. That's what we do. I mean, some people tell them, oh no, you need to woo them and you need to tell them the story and stuff like that. For me, I click through to the buy page. When I want to buy something, I see it, I want to buy it. I don't want to read about it. Okay, maybe I'll look at what's underneath it.
Right.
Or the first thing most people do is they go to Amazon and they check, can I get there cheaper? What are the reviews like? Things like that, right?
Yeah.
That's why you better be on Amazon too.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we make sure as well, that we're on Amazon. We have a couple agencies that work with Amazon. I have an agency that will literally take your product from concept to on the shelf. Like I do the on shelf part, but they do online everything from in-house development, product development, research and development. And then the first, test products and test in the market and testing they do everything. And they're, like I said, they're the ones who have that number one, the most $1 million campaigns in Kickstarter than any other.
Jeez.
It's crazy, man.
Well, that is impressive. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Great having you on the show today. How can people get in touch with you? I know we want to talk about another bunch of stuff, but man, we just rolled on this thing.
Rolled with that one. I know. It's like, wow. Okay.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, look, I love product placement. It's, for me, it's a no-brainer because of all the contacts I have, and it just makes it. It's good to see someone who has a product who's starting out, and then suddenly they get this order, for a good amount, and there's like, wow, I can't believe I sold my product to retailer X. So, but like I said, my main business is consulting. If you're in the States, if you're in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, at Bunker Labs event on the 20th. I'm in Orlando, Florida on the 22th, 3 and 24, speaking at both events. Okay. I'm at Clever Talks. I think Joe Rogan's going to be there, and Jocko Village, the Navy SEAL who wrote Extreme Ownership. That's in October 11th, 12th. Speaking in Morocco again, like I said. If you're around any of those events, give me a holler, or my website, simple, Steven with a V -KUHN.com. Simple. And everything else on there. All the events are on there. All the dates are on there. Contact is on there. You can get a hold of me. You want your product hooked up, brought into the retailers, or work with the agencies, let me know. Or if you need to turn your business around.
Turn your business around. And you're on, you're saying earlier that you're doing all these Facebook Lives,
yep.
YouTube as well. So all good contact places to follow you there as well.
Yep. Steven Kuhn Official is my page. And I have, for instance, tonight in my private, I have what's called the Fast Lane Revenue Coaching Club. It's a monthly subscription club where you can join, and we help you with my partner, Jack, and some other guest entrepreneurs who are well seasoned, all over like 50, 60 years old, who really have experience. Real world experience, and we turn your companies around within days in this coaching club. Then I have Thursday nights at 1 p.m. East Coast. I have a live revenue crisis, 30-minute live revenue crisis show on my Facebook page as well. Yeah.
Cool. Sorry to keep you going, but what's with that coaching group? How many people are in it? Is it one-on-one? Is it a group? How much does it cost? When does it start?
It's group coaching. It's group coaching. It's $195 a month. Uh-huh. The what you get is just ridiculous, and we can only charge that price because it's a group. It's group coaching, and everyone has a one-on-one with either myself or my partner or both of us, depending on how much you need. And we make sure that we want to create legends, and we've brought people to a home shopping network. We've brought people. One of our guys was doing training, and now he's a host on ESPN radio show. This is what we do with our content. We have most of our people who have written books and they're all bestsellers now because we also have a program to make you a bestseller. Everything's possible. So and again, it's all relational capital. It's all relational capital.
I was going to say, what was it? Human capital? It's relationship capital.
Relational capital. Yeah.
Relational.
It's just a word that I pinged. That's all.
Yeah. No, I love that term, and I love that you're out there helping people and doing it. And I appreciate you being on the show today, and I know that you provided a lot of value. And thanks for being on.
Awesome. I really appreciate it, and maybe you'll be on my show one day.
I hope so.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Thanks.